All right, folks, this is Xearrik, and this is Persona 4, the story so far, or Persona 4 recap, part 1, or last time on Persona 4Z. I don't know. Anyways, there's a big PlayStation announcements going on tomorrow. There's some big announcements going on tomorrow, and maybe they're going to announce some new Persona stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah. Because they said they're going to focus on Japanese games, which is good because I hate Western games now because they're all garbage. And so, yeah, Japanese games are where they're at now. So, woohoo! Yeah, we gonna get to see some stuff like that. And I'm going to be playing this while the announcements are going down. So we're going to watch that, and we're going to play this before and after. So I figured I'd give a recap like I did for the other game of the story so far for people who haven't been able to follow everything. So let's start at the beginning. This guy right here, with the pop collar, the Superfly guy, that's me. Yeah, that's me. Look at my pop collar. You sit, that collar's popped. That's a pop collar, son. Yeah, look at it. Look at it. That's how cool I am. I got my hand on my hip, my collar's popped and shit. You know you like it. You know you like it. All right. So let's actually go over it. So Mr. Pop Collar here, he arrives, and he's a transfer student who arrives in the sleepy little town of Iniba, where murder's most foul. Wait, let's not get ahead of myself. But before he even arrives, he figures out this place with that big old nose dude and that lady right there, and there's like there's magical stuff here where you can fuse personas and create all these crazy demons and cats. You can create cats and stuff, and that's really cool. And also, by the way, Nico Shogun is a thing. Kitty cat samurai, son. My spirit, my actual true personas in this game. Anyways, there's, oh wait, hold on. See you. Anyways, he arrives in the sleepy little town of Iniba, and we conveniently have this list of social links here. And we we are a transfer student from some other place, and we meet our fam, our new fam in this sleepy little town of Iniba. And they are Dojima. No one ever calls him by his first name. They just call him Dojima. Your uncle is looking for the driver who killed his wife. That's some backstory stuff that we don't learn till later on, and it's not actually that big a deal in the story at the moment. But anyways, your uncle and a detective assigned to the murder case. Indeed, because there's a bunch of murders that most foul that begin to take place. But first, we meet the uncle. This is where we're going to be living. And his daughter, Nanako. Your cousin and Dojima's daughter. She's in first grade. So you meet them, and they take you home, and then you have your first day of school shortly thereafter. Where on the way to school, you meet this guy. This guy who does the trash can dance in the intro. Very funny. He crashes his bike into a thing. He's obsessed with mopeds and schools. I mean, he's obsessed with scooters and Vespa or whatever. I don't know. He's crazy. Yeah. Anyways, you meet this guy, and then you go into the metaverse shortly thereafter. Well, no, you don't. Anyways, then you also meet Yusuke. You meet Yusuke. That's his name, by the way, Yusuke. And Chia. Chia. And so you meet Yusuke and Chia. And they talk about rumors of the Midnight Channel. Now, the Midnight Channel isn't like the Midnight Train, but it like the Midnight Train, it does go anywhere, apparently. I don't know. So anyways, into the TV. No, that's not right. They talk about the Midnight Channel going anywhere. And what it is if you look at the television in the middle of the night on a rainy day at midnight, you'll see the one who you'll fall in love with or something. I don't remember what they're talking about. But you agree to do it. Your new friends from the new town. You look into the TV with it turned off at midnight, and it actually does turn on. But you don't see your lady love. Instead, you just see some random lady. and your persona begins to awaken, but not fully.
One who opens the door.
Dun, 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 dun. So powerful, he blew a circuit outside. Isn't that crazy? So you go to school the next day and you talk about the crazy, like, what the hell? What the hell was there? There was someone on the TV. And everyone's like, there was someone on the TV. That was crazy. Also, you do this. Because some poltergeist stuff. You're an idiot. You're like, I want to touch the TV and see what happens. Say what? TV tries to suck him in, but it can't because it's too small and he can't get in there. So let's move on to the next part here. Okay, so after you get sucked into the TV, or fail to get sucked into the TV, you go to school and you talk about it and you're like, boy, I got sucked into the TV. I got sucked in it, but I couldn't fit. And they're like, you crazy. We all saw it, but you crazy. Also, I believe the first murder most foul has already taken place. Doesn't matter if it did or it hasn't. But the first murder most foul has already taken place, I believe. And then you meet some other people surrounding Yusuke and stuff like that. And there's things that don't really matter as much for a summary. But then you agree to go to the grocery. You agree to go to the local Walmart. I'm sorry, Juness, my bad. Every day's great at your Juness. You agree to go to Juness. And then you go to Juness and you're like, watch this. And you jump, you put your hand inside the giant TV that you could actually fit in. And they're like, what the hell? And then it begins to suck you in. And they're like, no. Or wait, no, I think you tie off some ropes. None of that matters. Anyways, you all agree to go in the TV, and then you go in the TV, and then this cutscene happens. Look at this. You end up in this crazy yellow realm. You broke all your necks, apparently. I don't know. But anyways, you end up in this crazy yellow realm. I believe you meet the Teddy here.
What is this place?
You know.
Some place inside Juness?
You know who I'm talking about.
Isn't. I mean, we fell through a TV.
Teddy! That Teddy.
What is going on here?
That's the Teddy I'm talking about. And then the next day, you find out about another murder most foul that took place. That is right. Indeed, another person was murdered and hung up just like the other one. Very nasty stuff. And then you figure out that that's the lady that you saw in the TV. You then figure out that that's the lady you saw on the TV. Yes, indeed, that is the lady you saw on the TV. And you're like, those are connected somehow. Let's go into the TV and figure out more about it. Then you meet Teddy. This weird dude right here. You know Teddy. We've all seen Teddy. That's the Teddy. That Teddy. Anyways, Teddy, he has like magical powers in that realm because he's from that realm, and there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on. You all agree that you're gonna become detective sleuthing people or something. You're gonna solve the murders because the police can't do it. And so you go into there to try to figure out more stuff, and then that's when this cutscene happens. So this is the cutscene I'm talking about. This one happens. You go into the persona realm and you meet these crazy face demons and all this other stuff, and it's oh my god, they're crazy and evil and demon-like and stuff, and she is on the outside with a rope that isn't working anymore apparently. And then these guys attack you, and that's when your persona finally awakens. Now, a persona is a alter ego that has like superpowers or something, and your main character can have as many personas as he wants. He's a weirdo, but his first persona is his main persona.
Open thine eyes.
And this is the persona you're about to see right here. And here it is. Now all of your friends only have a single persona. Look at his glasses. He has a metal cod piece. Don't ask me why. He really believes in protection, I guess. Anyways, then you end up seeing that there's alter egos. This is Yusuke's alter ego. You didn't have an alter ego, but all of your friends end up having alter egos where they split off into some other being.
Yeah, that's right.
And then if the real them denies their alter ego, they transform into a giant monster and become independent. And then you have to battle that monster, and if you defeat that monster, he then comes to accept that that is his alter ego, and then he gets access to that persona, and that's how your friend's personas awaken. You don't need that, because I guess you don't deny yourself or something. I don't really know. The game doesn't go into why it works that way for you. So then shortly after that, Yukiko, Chia's friend, she shows up on the Midnight Channel, and they're like, oh no, everyone who's been showing up on the Midnight Channel gets murdered most foully. We must protect her and save her. So you guys go into the TV to save her. Chia goes with you this time, but she does not yet have her persona active. And she runs off ahead, and you and Yusuke try to catch up. When you get partially there, Chia meets her alter ego, and there's a big hoopla about that, and all this stuff goes down, and then you end up beating her persona, and then she accepts who she is, and now you have Chia as a party member. Then you continue to push on in this dungeon. Oh, and Teddy's helping you, by the way, because he facilitates all your interactions with that because he understands the world better. Anyways, so you go into the dungeon, which is sort of like a manifestation of their inner persona. So like Yukiko, hers, or let's go like so anyways, you go in there now with Chia helping you. You actually are able to get all the way to the end of the dungeon. You fight Yukiko, or you find Yukiko. Yukiko denies, just as always. She denies. She's like, you're not me, fake shadow. You're not me. And we're like, oh no. And then it becomes a big giant monster, and then we have to fight it. And then Yukiko accepts that that is a part of her persona. And then she gets access to her persona as well. So she becomes another party member. So after that, you guys are so happy, and you're like, oh, that's awesome. We're superheroes, and we got the thing, and there's 4 of us now, and wow, and things like that. But you're still worried because the murderer's still out there, and you guys have all agreed that you're going to solve this murder case, this murder most foul case or whatever. Anyways, you're going to solve it, and you're going to figure out what's going on. And every single night where there's a lot of super crazy amounts of fog, you watch the Midnight Channel to see if there's anyone new who shows up. And there is, and it's Kanji. Kanji shows up on the Midnight Channel. Now, he's a delinquent son of the owner of the Tatsumi Textiles. And yeah. All right, so Kanji is a pretty confused guy like the other characters as well. Kanji denies who he is, just like the others, and so when you go into the television to rescue him because he shows up on the Midnight Channel, you end up finding him, and you go through his dungeon. You go through the same thing. He's a delinquent child, like it says, and everyone dislikes him, but he's misunderstood. He's just a misunderstood boy. And when you get to the final part of the dungeon, he's there in person, and he denies himself. And he's like, that's not me. I'm not this person. And then, of course, we have to battle it. We battle his demons, and then he actually becomes, he doesn't deny himself, and he becomes thing, and he gets access to his super crazy persona as well. Oh, they're personas. Maybe I should show their personas. Why not? There he is. There she is. There she is. There he is. There you go. That's his persona. That's her persona. That's Chia's persona. And that's his persona. So there's all the personas of the main characters. That's my persona. Yeah, I know technically it's the guy with the cod piece, but look, that's my real persona, Nico Shogun. You know it's true. You know it. Anyways, also, while trying to investigate what happened to Kanji, you meet a new person. I'll put the image of that person up here on the screen because that person actually isn't in my social links just yet, and this person's gonna be probably one of the next victims that we're gonna have to save, or maybe not, I don't really know, but that stuff is coming up pretty soon. But then the next foggy night comes. Kanji's joined you. He's agreed to help solve these murder cases most foul, and on the next foggy night, you see a new face. This famous lady here, she's like a Japanese idol famous lady character, and she appears on the TV. So you do some investigating, you find out more about her, just like you did with all the other people. You end up going into the TV, finding her dungeon, and doing the same thing. You fight through the dungeon, you do all this stuff. Meanwhile, every day in between, you're going to school and building social links with all these various people. And you know, I'll talk more about them later, maybe. Anyways, so you go in, she has the same issue, you save her, and it's like, wow, we saved her, after she denies herself, of course. And then she's like, oh my god. And then after that, Teddy, she's about to win the fight. Actually, we don't save her fully, she's about to win the fight, and then Teddy's like, no. And Teddy does all this crazy stuff, and then he gets flattened, and he's like, and then we have to fight Teddy. We have to fight a big boss version of Teddy, and Teddy is a big boss version of Teddy because he ends up denying who he is too, and it's back-to-back bosses. And then we beat him up, and then he gets his inner thing and whatever, and then it's like, wow, we saved 2 people at once. Wow, this is crazy balls. And then you go back to town, and everyone's like, wow, this is crazy balls. We saved everyone. Let's watch like who's gonna die next. And you go watch the TV, and nothing happens this time. There's no one on the midnight channel going anywhere. But unfortunately, there was still a murder most foul. And here's the cutscene for it. And the murder most foul happened, and it's like, no, who? Oh no! And it turns out to be a really annoying teacher that you hated. And you're like, no, everyone hates this teacher. He's really annoying. Oh my gosh, how did this happen? And so then, after that, you're all in town and you're trying to figure out why, because he didn't appear on the TV like all the other people, and you don't understand what's going on exactly. And then Teddy shows up in the real world, and you're like, oh my god, Teddy's in the real world. How did that happen? And Teddy's like, no, that's not what he's like. What he's actually like is, let me actually show you, because there's a cutscene for it. He's like this. He shows up, and then you guys are there, and he's like, oh my god, it's so hot. Oh my god, I'm so hot. Oh my god, it's so hot. And you're like, what? You're empty inside, Teddy. We've already opened you up. You're empty inside. What are you doing? And then he's like, oh my, what is going on? What the hell? What the hell?
Better.
No way!
What? And it starts doing sparkly sounds. He's drinking water and it's sparkly.
Now that hit the spot.
Seriously? And so now Teddy's a part of the team, and this is his persona. Don't ask me. Anyways, Teddy's a part of the team, and he fights like this, but in the normal world, in the human world, I should say, he looks like a human now. He looks like the boy that we saw there. And we're still trying to figure out where these murders most foul, how it all happened, what took place, what's going on. We're gonna try to figure it out. And that's when we track down that, oh, that's when we meet this person again. Let me show you, like this guy. And so there was some sleuthing and stuff going on again, and then you find out that the police have a suspect, and you're like, oh no, the police have a suspect. I thought we were gonna figure it out, because this detective guy, this guy here, he's like, oh my god. Also, he has a female voice actor, so maybe it's not a guy. Maybe we can date him. I don't know, because I'm not interested in any of the other characters so far, so who knows. Anyways, so he's like, oh my God, they found him. And he's like, yep, you kids might as well give up searching. And you're like, you knew we were searching? And he's like, yeah, we knew you. I knew because I'm the ace detective. Ventura or something like that. I don't remember. Anyways, he was like, I'm so amazed, boss. And I knew you were doing things, and I'm amazed, boss. And I'm gonna sit here all casual like and act like it's not that big a deal. I know everything. Oh. And then he walks away, and you guys are like, oh, well, I guess we give up. The police had already found him. And wait, did the next murder of the teacher take place after that? I don't remember. Anyways, you do some investigation. You find out that there's some stuff going on in the TV. You see a thing. You go into the TV, and this time you're tracking down what you believe to be the actual killer. And me, I didn't believe it to be the killer. Okay, me personally, I don't believe it. I still almost don't believe it, but when we're going through the dungeon, the game is making it seem a lot like it is the killer through some voice acting and stuff like that that's taking place that would take too long for me to pull up. But the game is seriously hinting that this new guy, which I'll pull up his screen right here, this guy right here is the actual killer. And I don't think it is the case, but we'll find out, because we are starting in this stream, we're going to get to the end of this dungeon and fight this guy. We're gonna fight, like, that's how the stream's starting out, is we're at the end of the dungeon. We're gonna beat up this dude. We're gonna find out more about the story. We're gonna hopefully find out more about the ace detective and maybe get him to join our party. I don't know where the story's going from here, but that is a super brief story of the summary, a summary of the story so far of this game. I will give like a sort of a bit of an introduction of some of these other side characters. Margaret is from the Velvet Room, and she helps with fusing things. We don't know much about her beyond that. He's the uncle and the detective in charge of the Murder Most Foul case. That's Nanako, the uncle's daughter, and she really likes us, and she thinks of us as her older brother now. This is Foxy! Ah, Foxy! Foxy is some sort of shrine guardian of some sort or something. We don't know, but Foxy hangs out at this shrine that you can pray to, and he has a little heart bib on, and he when people make wishes at the shrine, he holds them in his mouth in this cute little thing, and then he comes down from the roof and he's like, "Hur, hur, hur, hur," and then you got to help him fulfill the wishes. So cute. Oh, this is just an athlete dude. He's just like, he's a friend that you can hang out with and play basketball with. This is Saki's brother. Saki is the second victim of the second person who was murdered most foully. This is some old lady we randomly met while working at nights at the hospital. We don't know anything about her. She's still rank 1, just like with Saki's brother. We don't know much. You see, the higher the rank, the more we'll know about the character. Young mother. We don't know much about her either, too. While doing, we do a lot of jobs in this game, okay? And so one of the jobs we do is babysitting, and we met this mother here, and we don't know much beyond that. She's like doesn't think she's a good mother. This is the nurse. We got her all the way up to 8. So there's a lot of stuff going on with this lady. Basically, she works at the hospital, but she used to work at a different hospital where she was having an affair with a married doctor, and it came out and it was a really big deal, so she had to leave the hospital. She's working at this other hospital, and people call her a hussy and make fun of her and stuff like that, and she does flirt a lot. She flirts with your character a lot, like a lot. She's probably a dating option. Y'all know Teddy. This here is a delinquent, just like Kanji, except she's a female delinquent, and she skipped school, and she's a bad influence on us, and we've only hung out with her a little bit. We're probably gonna hang out with her more soon. This is one of the people from the drama club. We know almost nothing about her other than she's at the drama club. This is one of the people I suspect of being the murderer, not because of anything in game, in universe, but because of it being a story, because it being a video game, because it being a Japanese video game at that, I had my eyes on this plucky little detective, and he has been missing every single time the murders have gone down. He was a character who was not there. Doesn't say that it wasn't like suspicious him being missing, except for one time him not being there. I was like, wait, what happened to Adachi? We couldn't find Adachi for some reason. And so I suspect Adachi, even though nothing in the events in the game have hinted at it. It's just from a storytelling perspective. I think Adachi's going to betray us. This is Mary. There's something about Mary, and I really don't know what it is. And she's from another world. And notice this interested in the world outside of the Velvet Room. We meet her when we first arrive in town, but we really don't meet her. She just gives us a piece of paper that we dropped. And then we meet her in the Velvet Room again. And she's in the Velvet Room too, but she's not from the Velvet Room. They're like, she's a visitor. But she's also not from our world because she's confused about how relationships work with people and basic human interactions and the way the world functions. Like, she's very confused by things like that. And so we don't know much about her beyond that, but I have a feeling that this little locket is probably more than just a style thing. We're probably gonna, like, as we rank up with her, unlock some information about her, unlock her inner secrets of some sort, and then she's gonna remember who she is and why she's here, and there's gonna be a big story thing going on with her probably at some point. Oh, and that's it. That are all my major social links. There's other minor characters that are not part of my social link and whatnot. And so that's basically it. That's basically the story summary. That's basically a summary of the story so far. There's lots of other random little things, and if you have a question about it, just let me know. Like, for instance, right over here is the Beef Bowl shop, and the Beef Bowl shop has the Beef Bowl Day, and the Beef Bowl Day challenge is incredibly difficult to finish because the Beef Bowl has a portal to the meat dimension in it. You know, there's lots of little things like that you can learn. But for now, that is a basic story of summary of where we are in the story currently. So if you start watching right now, if you're confused about anything that takes place when you're watching later on today, just ask me and I'll explain it briefly and hopefully in a way that you can understand, and maybe that's somewhat entertaining. I don't know. But let's continue playing this game, and we will figure out who this murderer is. We will figure it out. We will solve the case. We will solve the case of the murders of most foulness and things of that sort. So I hope to see you guys there. Thanks for coming, everyone. I appreciate you guys. Wait, that's like what I say during the stream. Nobody came here. There's nobody here. Thanks for watching. I don't know who you are if you watched it all, but thank you very much. If you have any further questions about the game, ask in the comments. But most likely, if you're watching later on and you're like, who's this person? That's when I'll have to answer, because I didn't cover that person possibly. I most likely covered most of the big stuff. I don't remember missing anything. And that is really a summary of the story so far. There's lots of other little things, like when we unlock the ability to ride our Vespa, you know, and there's little story things regarding things like that. And like our little scooter here that we can ride around now. Like, oh my god, it's a scooter. Oh, and Kitty. Look at all the kitty cats hanging around my house. This is my house, and look at all the kitties. Yep, that's mine. There's no reason to take a ride anymore, and that's because I can go directly to the places I want to go now. I actually don't need to ride the Vespa around. I had to ride it around to learn how to ride it and to learn to unlock places. So there's lots of little things like that that you can learn later on. But see, I can go to the beach with my little Vespa thing here, and it's real fun. Or scooter. It's not technically a Vespa, but it sounds funny to call it a Vespa, so leave me alone. But there we are. So thank you guys very much for coming. I appreciate everyone. You guys have a nice night, and hopefully we find out some really cool announcements about some stuff in the Persona universe tomorrow during the State of Play PlayStation event. I hope to see you guys there. Bye, everybody.